Yeah, welcome back to DXB today. If you're new to the city, then you might have heard of the World Government Summit, and you might get affected in some of the activities that it brings to town over the course of the next few days. So one of the main discussions at this year's World Government Summit, the WGS, focuses around the policies that need to be put into place to protect us from further climate change. And to answer that, plus much more, is MENA sustainability expert and corporate sustainability and impact strategist Nadine Zidani, who joins us live on the sofa. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on board. Nadine, the A word, accountability. It's one of those things that is obviously a goal, especially in an event like this and other events as well. But in terms of being accountable and in terms of getting to something solid when it comes to accountability, who bears the biggest responsibility? Is it public? Is it private? Is it entrepreneurs? Is it enterprise? Or is that the point? Does it have to be us all?
Well, it's a very good question. It's not you. We can't put the accountability on just one stakeholder. It's all of us actually. And as Michael said, a platform like the World Government Summit has the power to bring together actually the business, the policymakers, civil society, and have this collaboration, cross-sectoral collaboration that is very difficult to happen in our daily lives. And this help us also to explore the interconnectedness of our global issues and come up with innovative solutions. So no, there is no one single person, that is accountable. We cannot say that climate change, for instance, is just the responsibility of policymakers and the governments. No, it's the business, it's policymakers, it's civil societies, it's the communities.
And is that the only way to effective accountability for all, if everyone is around the table at once?
When everyone is around the table, this is how you can shape policies and find, innovative solutions. If I think about just the business by itself, like I'm an entrepreneur, I'm based in Dubai, in the UAE, I'm an entrepreneur, and through my work in sustainability and impact, I'm going through challenges and I'm seeing gaps in our local ecosystem. So what do? I have discussions with the government, although I'm not a policymaker. And the beautiful thing in the UAE is that it's extremely open and we're ready to listen and take on board, not only listen, implement, our suggestions. So through, building a company, I'm also, influencing in a way the potential, upcoming policies that's going to shape, the ecosystem and change, the country.
So Tom asks about accountability, and you talk about, as we were talking earlier, year of community. What is it that we can do better when it comes to education? And specifically, I'm thinking about curriculums. And I don't know if the universities or quite frankly, the high schools or the elementary schools are doing enough. A university, if you're going into the environment sciences, you probably are. But what if you are in grade 8? Are you seeing enough in the schools to help that next generation be a little bit better prepared?
A lot is going on in terms of awareness and education, but as you rightly said, it's not enough. So when you look at schools, and it's very interesting because you're going to see not only teachers or traditional educational system people doing this type of awareness. You're going to see the business coming in because realizing that through their work they need to create more awareness on climate, on environmental challenges, and they take on actually this responsibility. So it's very interesting what's happening because even as a business owner, again, part of our job is also to educate our stakeholders. It's not only to implement solutions because through this entrepreneurial journey we realize that it needs more education. And the educational system itself needs to, I would say, change, adapt quickly. And it's really hard because things are moving so fast that the traditional curriculum, all of them need to include sustainability in a way or another. So it's very complicated for them to adapt. So hence also, external stakeholders that can come in and, bring this expertise and support.
So Nadine, is there? Sorry, Mark. I was just wondering, just on that same subject, in terms of financing and business, is there incentives for you as a business owner from governments and from the different entities to actually want to go into more sustainability? Does it work like that? How does the financing work?
There is no as such incentive, but when you think about environmental social governance, ESG, we talk a lot about it. So any company nowadays, they have to have a strategy, number one, and embed that, in their business model. One of the way is procurement. So when they come, they are searching for a supplier or they need, our services. They're going to have multiple suppliers, and it's up to them to decide whether they go for a company like us, MENA Impact. We are a certified B Corp, so we meet high standards of environmental and social performance. That's, a good stamp that's going to show that we are a truly sustainable business. Or they go for a more traditional business that is not able to, as you said, accountability and showing, its impact. That's the way we are, in a way, incentivized, I would say. So I don't know if that answered your question.
That's great. That's great. Thank you.
Nadine, if we're running short on time because it's such an interesting discussion and we've already talked a lot about this, but if you could quickly tell us for if there are entrepreneurs and investors who are watching right now, why should they invest in this?
Because it's a necessity. It's not a necessity. I'm not going to tell you about we need to save the planet and all of that. That's for sure. We have some environmental challenges, more and more natural disasters that you mentioned, at the beginning. But more importantly, in terms of business, if you want to build a viable business that's going to still exist in the next 10 years, you have to take it into consideration. You have to embed sustainability. Otherwise, we'll have more regulations, as you said. And you will be in a situation where even your clients, your partner, your stakeholders won't want to work with you anymore. So I think it's just in terms of viability. If you are in business for the long term, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nadine, that's really good food for thought, rather, for entrepreneurs who are watching right now. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
Really appreciate all your insights.